everybody. And last time on Sakura the Spirits, Mayako-chan wants to marry us. A few minutes later, after that little incident, we finally gathered inside a room that, judging from the layout, was the kitchen to have Mayoko's soup. Despite the younger Kitsune's easygoing attitude, humming some cheerful melody, I found my cheeks still burning a little from embarrassment. To think a girl would tell me such a thing. Quickly shaking my head to clear the thought from my mind, I turned toward the elder sister of the duo. The soup is delicious. Is Mayako-chan the one who usually cooks in the household?
Yay! I'm glad you like it, Takahiro. I don't usually cook, so I just made a few lucky guesses.
It's rather delicious, Mayako-chan. Perhaps you could do more cooking from now on. It will allow me more time to lounge around. Well, the first step to getting your wedding sash is to become a good housewife, and that includes cooking. I added a little amusement to Machiko's comment while I took a sip from the soup. For a few lucky guesses, the dish came out pretty well.
That's true. I'll learn how to do all the cleaning, and I'll cook for you, and I don't know what else, but it'll be fun learning.
You know what else? You know what else? You gotta learn how to be a good housewife. Mayako, stop saying that. You knew very well that it would be pointless for you to marry Taka-kun. The villagers do not know him and despise us. They would never craft a wedding sash for us.
That's not necessarily the case, man.
Oh, wrong voice. That's not necessarily the case, Machiko-chan. It is clear you are not from time or place. The village does not tolerate our existence. They hate us. They will never do a favor for us. A favor for a favor. All we gotta do is find a way to make the village accept you both, but I'm afraid to be able to find out how to do that, I'm going to have to learn more about the village itself. The pale-haired woman shook her head slowly, her ears sticking down against her head as she did. It's not that simple. They would never trust us. Humans and Kitsune cannot get along in the time run. I am honestly surprised you have tolerated us this long. I would be glad to prove wrong, and you're free to stay here as long as you wish until you grow weary of our ways and leave.
Oni-sama, please don't speak like that. Takahiro wouldn't do that, would you, Takahiro?
Of course not. A guy like me wouldn't abandon someone just because they're a different species. That's not the way of Gushikan Takahiro does things. However, I do recall the village elder telling me that it's not the Kitsune humans and spirits have on bad terms. For as long as they can remember, it's been a good idea why it became like that. I cannot recall. There's so much information that is concealed, even to someone like me. Most spirits keep to themselves these days. There are one or two exceptions, but such as Tsuri, strong spirits who come and go as they please, but mostly stay to their world. We are stuck in the human worlds, for better or worse.
Huh? I never knew that. Even I'm learning stuff now.
Well, since Tsuri is said to dwell at the shrine within the forest, we can go visit her for some ideas. No, we don't need to go see her. Absolutely not. No, I do not want to go see Tsuri. I don't want to go. I was slightly taken aback by the childish way of speaking that Machiko suddenly used. It almost reminded me of when I used to be told I would have to visit the doctor as a child, complaining and throwing tantrums along the way. But she's the only one who could be able to provide the answers we seek. I don't want to go. Tsuri's a fiend. I dislike the idea of spending time near her. She can't be that bad, and if anything happens, I'll protect you. Fine. If it really means that much to you, I will show you the way to the shrine, but I'm not going to enter the grounds alone. I don't want to go anywhere near her. So you're on your own there, Takahiro.
Can I come, Oni-sama?
Absolutely not. I forbid it. You are not to come with us in any circumstances, Mayako.
Okay, Oni-sama. I'll stay here like you said. I'll be here in the mansion. All alone, unprotected by myself. Who knows what might happen to me? I could get trapped under a bookcase and die. Or slip over a banana peel and die. Or get bored and die of boredom because it's super duper bored. Sitting here alone in the same place I sit inside day out.
Yes, I get it. Fine, you can come along. But you must be on your best behavior, Chibico. No running around, no talking unless spoken to.
Hi.
Despite the cheerful explanation of Mayako, I couldn't help but wonder what happened between Machiko and Miss Tsuri for her to react this strongly. Of course, a little bit did I expect the answer to that question would be soon provided, but first I decided it wouldn't be a bad idea to spend some time with these Kitsune and get to know them a little bit better. Well, I do have 2 weeks till I got to go back to my world, so there's no rush. Oh, sorry. Let me just fix my shit. So there's no rush to meet this Tsuri yet. How about we do something else instead? I'm sure Machiko-chan will like the distraction.
Well, anything
to keep me from that place longer is good. How about you take Mayako-chan and go fetch some dessert for us? There are oranges and apples in a small vineyard near the rear of the mansion, and I can whip up some cream to go with them if you'd like. Sure, that sounds simple enough. Let's go get delicious fruit, Mayako-chan.
Okay.
As Mariko leads me to the garden and impressive mansion, she seemed a little bit quiet, like something was playing on her mind. I wanted to ask her what was up, but something about her ears sagged and her tail hung told me it wasn't the best idea, so I decided it would be simple to try to cheer her up. So, which do you prefer, Mariko-chan? Apples, grapes, or oranges? We can gather all 3, but I best if we sneak a few ourselves first.
I guess apples. I knew Kitsune Spirit before, a friend of Onisama who loved apples. I can't remember her name though. I guess my hand's just a little bit hollow.
Apples are pretty nice, hard on the outside, sweet on the inside. Your head isn't hollow, silly. If that was the case, I'd be stuck in jail under the care of Tsundere Tyrant.
Onisama did most of the thinking though. I just sort of went along with what she said.
Well, someone has to take the lead. Besides, I'm still grateful for your help. All the same, how about I playfully raise my hand to pick Mariko's forehead and exclaim with a grin, See no hollow sounds. I'm sure there's plenty of clever thoughts in that pretty head of yours. Ow, big meanie butt. But at least you're reassured now. Anyways, let's get those apples, shall we?
Okay, I'll get them. You can grab the collecting bucket.
Alright, let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. Exclaiming cheerfully, I went to go grab one of the buckets near the apple trees and return Mariko when she started climbing into the tree. The girl looked like she was climbing well, but her handhold was risky at best. She began testing apples to see if they're ready to fall, holding on with just her legs. Mariko-chan, be careful, you might slip. Ow! The girl had thrown an apple to me, and while my reflexes let me catch it with ease, the force behind it stung my palm a little. Of course, I did play it up for the girl, too.
Haha, I'll be fine, Taka. I've been climbing these trees all my life.
Well, even the most experienced climbers end up in accidents if they weren't careful. I smiled weakly at the girl's excited attitude. Lowering the apple, I caught it in the bucket.
You know what? You don't know what you're talking about. I'm a Kitsune, a spirit. I won't fall. I'm super safe. Watch, I'll go for the apple near the top.
Wait, Mariko-chan, unless you can fly, I don't think you should go for those.
Fly? I can't do that, silly. Takahiro-sama, who ever heard of a Kitsune fly?
Of course, just like I expected, the moment Mariko tried to reach for one of the apples, the girl ended up losing her footing and with a loud cry of surprise tumbled down toward the ground. Mariko! Quickly, my reflexes kicked themselves into gear, trying to catch a girl before she hit the ground. Unfortunately, I didn't keep in mind some of the apples that were scattered. The grass, as a result, tripping and causing me to trip over them, and while I was staggered, I was able to catch Mariko before my unbalance cut the two of us to a drop straight onto the ground. Oh god. Oh god. My head was throbbing once I recovered from the spill. I moved to sit up, but found myself pinned by a substantial weight. Opened my eyes to see Mariko-chan resting on my lap.
Owie! I guess I tried to reach a bit too far. Thank you, Takahiro. You saved me, and you gave me a soft, well, kind of soft and hard, kind of hard landing.
Michael-chan, do you mind? You're crushing me.
What? Oh my gosh, Takahiro, I'm so sorry.
As the younger woman began to be quite flustered, I knew I had to calm her down. Gently, I tilted my legs beneath her, and she toppled forwards, her head resting against my chest. Well, maybe we've learned that Kitsune are just a little bit too clumsy, or maybe we learned that Mariko is even cut her up close. Cutter. Mariko is even cuter up close than I thought.
What, Takahiro? I think you're mistaking me for Onisama.
Nope, I am clearly talking about you. You have an innocent side too that is really charming. I wouldn't. Oh, he's gonna get the booty. I wouldn't be surprised that once the misunderstanding with the village is solved, you'll have lots of people wanting to claim you as their people wanting to claim you as their adorable Iamoto.
I'd happily call you Oni-san, Takahiro, but lots of people in that village are super meanie pants. I just want to spend time with you and with Onisama.
Oni-san? And who's to say I don't want to be called darling? Is that
darling? I don't know if I'm ready.
Really? I'd say we'd be a cute couple, the hero and the Kitsune, living happily ever after with your Oni-sama around. Raise a little family. We already got a house, so we don't have to worry about that. And a guy in my world would kill for a pretty wife like yourself. In words, I chuckled, knowingly that I was teasing was taking effect. And yet, I was also happy that despite her embarrassment, the fox girl's spirits were seemingly lifted.
Hehe, thank you for saying so, Takini.
I think Taka-kun would be better. Machiko-chan likely would disapprove of competition in the elder sibling role, but I'm glad you were cheered up. You seemed rather down earlier, like your tail and ears were hanging low. Remind me of a poor scolded puppy.
Huh? Alright, I was just thinking is all. And you know that spell I wanted to try, the one that needs the silky wedding panties?
Wedding sash. It's a type of belt the bride wears during their wedding ceremony, and I doubt any spell involving panties would be a good idea to cast.
Oh, I thought it was like wedding undies that you wear on your wedding night. But anyway, the spell. I don't know why. I've wanted to try it for a little while now, and well, it's a gate spell. Not like an activating one that's easy, but making a portal to another place.
It certainly sounds like a fascinating spell to perform, but shouldn't you ensure it's safe first?
Silly Takini. That's not important. The spell, it might be able to help you.
It might, but it just as well send me to the middle of the sea, drop me from a height of Mount Everest, or trap me to a volcano. I think we should be a bit more careful with your magic.
I'm a good mage.
That's what Harry said when he told Atlantis he had a solution for their water storage.
What's Atlantis?
A city with high ambitions, sunk deep by poor management. Anyways, I think it'd be the best if we go an expert's opinion first. We're gonna go visit the Tsuri. Anyway, so she'll be able to tell us if your spell will get me home.
Wow, but Tsuru-chan tells me I shouldn't use magic at all. She said it was her domain to use or something.
Maybe she has a reason for saying that. Like maybe, I don't know, spells have side effects.
You're to say Onisama was at first. She forbid me to, but I showed her the spells were helpful and I could control them, so she let me do more research. I'm not just going to throw spells around like nothing. I'm not a dumb little kid.
Dumb little kid with boobs, what? I'm not going to try to forbid you from doing anything. You're most likely old enough, cause, well, I don't know how a young foxy girl like yourself might be, but be aware of the dark side of magic. In stories, magic usually has some nasty side effects down the line. Like, what would you do if using magic gave you a terrible tummy ache or a headache or bringing out the diarrhea? Then you better prepare for a teleport spell to the toilet.
I don't get headaches, but those really aren't a big deal. And I get to be helpful to Onisama. And I'm not going to change that at all, so there.
Hey, I already mentioned you don't need to change that. However, you do need to change is the fact you're strangling me and you're rather close, so I'd appreciate if you could get up. Oh, but you're so warm and soft I could just curl up and sleep on you. Wait, don't fall asleep.
Nah, just teasing you.
I'd not do that out here. Maybe tonight though. Only fair since only Sama got to do it. But more importantly than that, dessert! We need to get back inside. Only Sama is probably wondering where we got to go with these apples. I couldn't really argue with the girl's impeccable logic. With a smile, I helped the girl to her feet, gathered a few fallen apples into the bucket, and stood up. We returned to Machiko and enjoyed our dessert together. It wasn't long after that Mariko-chan started feeling sleepy, so Mato took her to bed, wishing me a good night. The next morning. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. That was Sakura Spirits Part 5. Anyways, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya!